All right. Hello and welcome to my Google Sheets. So, this is a practical section for calculating prices for your laundry services. Okay. So, this is a practical section. So, are you ready? Now, you can see I've already stated everything here. So, I'm just going to clean this off so that we can begin, right? Yes. So, in the previous video, what we did was explanation on how to calculate the laundry prices. So now I'm going to show you practically how you can do that. So on your Google Sheet, this is what you're going to do for me. Now, this is exactly how I calculate. So I come to my Google Sheet. Now, the fixed cost here, you can see 25,000 has already been written there because we've already reduced it from 300,000, which is yearly, to 25,000, which is for 1 month. The salary 40,000 per month. So please remember, when you are calculating, it's monthly. Don't use the year, use just the month. Okay. Now, this is what I want you to note. We calculated that our base cost per item is 65,000 divided by 600, which is 108, right? 600 being our average laundry volume. That is the amount of clothes we process for the whole month on average. Okay. Then, if you also divide that, our total variable cost, 46,000 divided by 600, you will get 77. So that's why you're seeing 77 here. Can you see 77? And this is our base cost of 108. Now I'm going to scroll down. I want you to look at this. Our profit margin we talked about in the previous video. We said for small size clothes is 20%. Now this is what I did. I divided my laundry price list, okay, into three categories: small, medium, and large, right? Now, medium is 90%, that's our profit margin, and large is 250%. Now, these are the additional charges, meaning when we calculated our variable cost, we didn't add stain removal. Can you see that? Some clothes require hanger because the customer will say hang and they will take the hanger away. We didn't include that in our variable cost. So that is why you're going to include it under your additional charges. Stuffs like text messages, your phone calls, you have to include that because that's expenses, right? So you have to include that. The starch, fuel price hike. Like in Nigeria, there are sometimes when you go to buy fuel, the price you bought last week is not the same price as this week. So we have to incorporate that in our additional charges. Now let's get into the sheet. This is what I want you to do. Your base cost is going to be the same all through for all products, which is fixed cost of 65,000 naira, okay, divided by 600 is 108. So you're going to drag this down and you're going to see the 108 is going to repeat. Can you see that? That's why you need to use a system. Now, for variable cost, it's the same thing. 77, which is our 46,000 divided by 600, will give you 77. Okay? So we're going to drag that down because we're going to impute some formulas here. It's basic mathematics. So now, automatically, we're going to add our base cost, which is 108 and 77. So let me show you how to incorporate that. So you go to sum. Can you see what I just did? Sum. You click this and then you do plus variable cost and you press enter. Okay? So when you press enter, automatically, apologies please. So sum, right? Base cost plus variable cost. Enter. It gives you 185. When you run this down, the formula applies. Everything is going to be 185 the same. Can you see that? So note in your calculation that base cost, variable cost, and total base cost will be the same for all the products. Where it is going to change is when we come to additional charge and your profit margin, right? Because our profit margin is not the same. Remember, profit margin for small items is 20%, for medium items is 90%, and large is 250%. So see how we're going to calculate that. I'm just going to remove this, okay? Delete, because I want you to see how I'm going to calculate it. So now I want to calculate the profit margin for items like singlet, boxers, scarf, nightwear, polo, round neck shirts, right? Yes. So now this is how you calculate your profit margin. You go back here, you click on the function sum. Can you see that? Then the total base cost of 185 multiplied by 20%. Enter. So that is the formula. So now you're going to drag this down only for small. So we have 37. That is the profit you are going to be getting, right? So 37 naira is your profit on all these small items because this is your cost. Okay. The same thing we're going to do here. We'll click on sum. Okay. Now we're going to click on 185. Instead of 20%, we're going to do 90% and click enter. Can you see that? Then we're going to drag this down. The same thing applies for large, right? So I'm going to remove this because I want you to see how I calculated it. So I'm going to delete. Okay. I'm also going to delete this as well because I want you to see exactly how I'm calculating all this. Now, I want you to pay close attention to this. To calculate your selling price, because you've already put the cost of detergent and packaging materials, right? Detergent and packaging materials is already included in small, so you don't need to add any additional charge. So you're just going to use selling price sum, okay, of the total base cost plus your profit margin. That's your selling price. Now 222 naira, you need to round up, right? There's something in mathematics called round up and round down. So you round up to the nearest 10 or you round down. So for me, I'm going to round up and I'm going to make this 250. So now my selling price for small items like singlets, boxers, scarves, nightwear, or polo is 250 naira. So when somebody comes to tell me, can't you do it for 200? I have already calculated my costs. I did not copy my price list from any other laundry. So I know exactly how much I'm making. Can you see that? So you have dragged down. Now let's go to the medium. So for medium, let me leave this so that you can understand. Now let me remove this. Okay, I will explain why I put 250 there. Now you want to wash a corporate shirt. You know you have to incorporate what? Stain remover for the shirt, because sometimes the collar and the neck, all those parts used to have stains. So you need to incorporate stain remover, extra starch. Some people will tell you, no, I want my shirt to be really starched, right? Yes, because if you use light starch, the shirt might not stand well. So you need extra starch for corporate shirts. You also need to incorporate fuel. Most times, if there's no light, then you have to put it actually in your price list, whether there's light or not. Okay. Then text messages, and if you calculate, so let's calculate 50 naira for extra starch plus fuel hike, which is 150, plus pickup and delivery, which is 250 naira. Can you see that? Yes. So let's put 250 naira as our additional charge here. So 250 naira is the additional charge for this. Let's calculate our profit, which we've already done on this. So now our selling price, we've done the profit. Remember when we did sum of this price times 90%, it gave us 166.5. So on every shirt, my profit is 166 naira. 166 naira is my profit on every corporate shirt I wash, or every jeans or blouse or material trouser or etibo. That is my profit, right? So now I want to calculate and incorporate this new additional charge. So you're going to do sum this, can you see that, plus this plus this, 601. So I can decide and say I want to round down to 600, to the nearest 100. So it's 600. Can you see how I incorporated that? So I'm going to drag the formula so that it can automatically calculate it for me. Now, this is the same thing I'm going to do. I'm going to round down for what? For jeans. For this, the same thing, 550. Can you see that? 550, 600. So now we've been able to calculate the price. And you may be wondering, so this is how to get this thing. I didn't know. I watched the first video. So that's why I told you in this video, This is a practical. We're going to show you exactly how we calculate these prices. So you can now see for yourself how we calculate the price. So if you're in any other African country, just replace naira with your own currency and follow the same formula, and it's the same thing, right? Yes. So now let's go to large. Large items. Let me delete the profit here already. No, these are our profits. So let's calculate the profits for large items. Okay. So we do sum. Remember, this multiplied. And what is our profit margin? 250. So 250%. Somebody will be wondering, why are they doing 250%? Because these are large items. That's why. So now let's look for bulky items like suit. Now, suit requires hanger. I didn't write that, so let me include that here. Hanger, because the customer will not return it. So hanger, we're going to put the price for hanger at um 100 naira per hanger. Okay, so let's calculate our additional charge. 100 naira for hanger, right? We also need to use add so when we're calculating for suits, we are going to add 100 naira for the hanger. Can you see that? Yes. Then also, I can decide to say for fabric conditioner, instead of using 300 naira, I can decide to reduce it to 200 naira, okay, for suits. And I already taught you about how to make your own fabric conditioners that are actually fabric safe and they don't spoil your clothes, okay? Just to make it look fresh, right? You can also charge for steam press, okay? We also and lint remover for suits. Yes. So let's assume we're putting lint remover for suits. So we're going to do 100 for hanger and then lint remover at 200. So now we incorporate that to 300 naira. Can you see? Then our profit margin of 250% is 462 naira. That is our profit on every suit we wash and iron and deliver. So now this is going to be our selling price, 947. I can decide to increase this to 1000. So remember, these are just estimates, okay? So you can increase. From here, some people can say, no, I want to add a fabric conditioner. That's fine. So instead of 300 naira, they will now make it 600, okay? So the moment you make it 600, can you see the price has automatically increased to 1247. So you can now increase and round up to 1300. Okay, so that's 1300. The same thing applies for duvet, because duvet requires manpower. I included additional charge of manpower and labor. Yes, now, because it's strength. If you're not using a machine, right? If you don't have the what's it called, the industrial washing machines that wash duvets, you have to use a manual method of washing the duvets, okay? And that's a lot of strength. So I included manpower or labor for 500 naira. So I also did my additional charge for duvet to 1006. This is what I did. Stain removal on duvets, because duvets are always stained most of the time, especially hotel duvets, they are stained. So I put 400 naira for stain removal. I also put pickup and delivery of 100 naira. Then I put extra detergent, 300 naira, and plus the manpower labor. Can you see that? Yes. So everything comes up to 1600 naira. And then when you add it up, you get 2247. I can decide to increase this to round up to 2300. That's it. So I've calculated for my duvet. So now my prices now reflect my profit. So in anything I'm doing, I know my profit. Every month I can come back and assess. Okay, I think this my detergent has increased, so I need to increase. So once you increase the detergent, automatically, because I've imputed the formula, it will increase. Can you see that? So that's why it's important for you to know how to calculate your prices. I hope with this I've been able to um, show you exactly how I calculate laundry prices. So this is the practical section, and thank you so much for watching this. Please leave your comments, your questions either on our Facebook page or on the Telegram group or our personal Facebook group, which is Transform Your Laundry Business on Facebook or on Telegram, and I will attend to you. Thank you so much, and see you in the next video. Bye bye.